Okay.
We had some technical difficulties. So if you're watching,
Yep.
thanks for hopping over. And if you're listening, we're just starting the witch season picks now just to make sure we get them all.
Yep.
So we'll
Yep.
do, it's true. Susanna has not had nearly enough
Ooh,
of that drink for it to be that drink.
I cannot wait for which season as we're talking about it because the drinks we're going to make because it will be fall and there are so
Uh-huh.
many autumnal drinks I love and so many spooky drink themes we can make.
I know, I'm so
Like
excited.
witch's brew, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yes. Maybe we'll even be fancy and blend it like they do.
Ooh, fancy. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so which season picks? We already announced it on our last episode, which was our Star Wars retrospective, but some people are Star Wars nerds and some people are aliens nerds, and not everybody is both. So,
Yep.
our first pick, I picked The Wizard of Oz, which also was on Pace's list because how could you
Yep.
not?
Right. I picked The Witches of Eastwick. Uh, very theological movie, and I picked Haxan, which is a 1920s silent movie.
Yes. And I picked Matilda because who doesn't love Roald Dahl? Probably a
Right.
lot of people actually, but I love
And
Matilda.
there's already controversy about that. People are asking if Matilda counts as a witch, so you have to listen next season for it.
I know. I didn't even know that. Um, I also picked Bl the Blair Witch Project, which surprised Pace.
It's true. I was not expecting that. And then I picked Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, which I was totally sure Emily was going to pick, so I wasn't sure if I was even going to put it on my list.
But I did have it on my list, but I was
Yeah,
excited for Pace to pick it so that I could pick other options.
yeah. And honestly, one of my favorite witch movies of all time. Love it. And then I also picked The Covenant, which is the gayest, as in gay male. There are plenty of sapphic witch movies out there, including one further down the list, two further down the list. But The Covenant, the gayest male witch movie.
Yes, indeed. And I picked Halloween Town because why not?
Yep, yep.
It's
I
me
totally
after all.
called that Emily would pick that. Yep. I picked Suspiria, which is the 2018 remake slash not really a sequel, but spiritual sequel to the original. We covered the original in season 4,
Yes,
season 3, 4.
season four.
Um,
3 was vampires.
but I'm really excited for this one. This one is very sapphic and fun
Nice. And
and scary.
I picked for our final one practical magic. I would just like to point out that one of mine was by every definition actual horror.
Yeah, I'm very proud.
Thank you.
And Bedknobs and Broomsticks is probably the only one that isn't actual. It's still family horror, I would call it, but not like scary horror
Yeah.
out of my choices. Um, but then we also put out a poll, so Emily and I combined our second choice list, and there are 5 on those, and we asked you all to vote on Twitter or X. And so the choices were Beautiful Creatures, The Witches, The Craft, Black Sunday, and The Love Witch. And and we were voting for which one of those were your favorite, but we had a tie between 2 of them.
Mm.
And surprised me, uh, given some of the choices on the list. But Black Sunday and The Love Witch.
Mm. So we're
So
adding those both in.
yeah, yep.
Nice.
I'm super excited for those. The Craft we'll definitely cover. But I feel like since there's 2 craft movies, we'll have to do that in like a future witch season so that we can give them both the justice they're due. There's so many witch movies, it's really hard to pick. Like
Yeah. Well,
sheet,
and
our Google Sheets, there were
so
like
long.
40 on there. So we had to narrow it down from like 40 movies.
Yeah. Well, and there are so many of them, but not a lot of franchises. Like Halloween
Yeah.
Town is kind of a franchise, but like
Yeah, there's four.
not one that we want to do for a witch season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is why you're getting just
Yeah.
a whole bunch of random witch.
Yep. Which is what we'll call the season, I think.
Indeed, indeed. Um,
Um, and we
yeah, I'm also really excited for the boo tubes because I
yeah,
already have three that we're definitely doing, and Pace gets a little bit of say
yeah.
in one of those if needed as
Well,
to
we've already
which
announced one too,
series.
so
I'm just saying, I'm really excited about them.
because we
I
we
have
already
not
mentioned this,
consulted with you on it, is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
In this episode, we already talked about Doctor Who. We're definitely going to do a Doctor Who now
Oh
because
yeah,
there's so many witches in Doctor Who.
yeah.
But I agree with all three of yours,
Yes.
so you can go ahead and name them. I need to think
Okay.
hard on the ones I'm going to choose though beyond that.
Yeah. So we have Doctor Who. But the three that I was like, we have to do these were Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Charmed, and I don't know if we're doing the original or not. I've only seen the original. Um, but I'm open.
The original's better. We'll do the original Charmed.
Okay, okay. And Bewitched.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
I grew up watching
And
all three of those, which is fascinating to me. I didn't realize I was so into witches when I was a
I
kid.
love it.
It
I
tracks,
also
but
want to talk about the terror was it the Terrifying Tales of Sabrina or whatever the Netflix kind of remake show version of that. So I wonder if
Mhm.
for the Sabrina one we can do one or two episodes from the 90s show and then one or two episodes from the remake
Ooh,
from a few years
maybe.
later as a
Yeah,
boot tube and
sure.
kind of compare the character in both because that would be fun.
Yeah, I would be interested.
I'll
Mhm.
think about my other ones. I'm kind of leaning towards Mayfair Witches for one, uh, which is
There was
right
also
now on
one of the
AMC.
yeah, there was also one that Susanna had talked about that I can't remember.
Oh, the Good Witch, is that it? That one's fun. Something like that. But
I
yeah,
don't remember what it was.
we'll nail down
I know
our
it. I know
top
it.
three. Oh,
It is the Discovery of Witches on AMC.
yeah,
That
that's it.
series is so queer. It's so
Okay.
queer. I love how queer it is.
We'll have to try to throw that in there too. So we
Yeah.
as always, we have more BootTube choices we don't have time for too, but we'll get those official ones out soon. We have a few months before the season starts. It'll
Yeah.
start in September probably. So,
Yeah.
um,
We got time. But and
and
our
we
horror
also,
buffs can get also we can
yeah,
pack some stuff into the horror buffs too.
yeah. Then we also have a movie commentary already announced, which will be on The Witch, because Emily has not seen it, but we've already covered it in a
Yes.
past podcast episode. So this will be your chance to hear Emily's thoughts on the witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I teased that we are possibly changing our formats, and Susanna kind of referenced that too. So this is not official, but just kind of as a teaser for what we're thinking about doing and strongly leaning towards is in the fall doing a live episode like these every other week. And then on the off weeks, the episode will drop on the podcast, the audio of it on all the podcast feeds. So give us a little bit more time. So we're really only recording one episode every 2 weeks as opposed to every single week like we've been doing for the past 6 months, which has been exhausting.
Yeah.
Um, and but also is able to come to you in more ways through live on Facebook and YouTube, visual aspect to the podcast, and then also the audio as always, like we've been doing.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm. And that gives us an opportunity to wear cool swag and to show off our awesome merch, which I don't have any with me because I don't know where my water bottle is with all my stickers. Womp womp. Yeah. Um, but also we have a PO box. So if you want us to wear your swag on camera, you can send it to us now.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Do I
yeah, so
remember
thank you
what
all.
our PO box is? No, but we have one.
It's okay. We'll share it somewhere.
Yeah,
Um, so our
send a
next
folder.
episode then is our Star Wars literature retrospective. We also know we still have to give you all a Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view. I'm kind of feeling like waiting on that till maybe the lead up to our next season to give us a break, but we'll definitely come out with our retro next week.
Indeed, indeed. I'm excited for our retrospective. I think it's going to be fun, and I am maybe going to spend the time when I'm eating dinner right after this, looking at the library books that I can try and check out because it's going to be
There's
fun.
so many fun kid ones,
I
like
know.
Origami Yoda. It's fun. That whole
Yeah,
franchise.
I'm
Oh, so
excited for
much fun
all of
stuff.
them. I don't know
Yeah.
which ones are at the library yet, so we'll see.
And most
Um,
bookstores have a good selection too, so you can always just
yeah.
go in and page through the kids' books as you're debating what one to maybe get a 6-year-old in your life or something. I don't know.
It's true. Actually, the 6-year-old I think has a couple, so I might see what she thinks. Um,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah. Anyway, that is it for our show. Extra special thanks again to Suzannah Porter, our super techie genius. Our theme music was by Matt May. Horror Nerds at Church releases seasonally on Thursdays for now. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Support us on Patreon and get access to exclusive movie commentary episodes, BooTube episodes, and more bonus content by going to patreon.com/horrornerdsatchurch. Starting at only $5 to sign up, it is cheaper than making your own witch's brew
Mm.
or trying to discover the alien origin of your species.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Horror Nerds at Church and Blue Sky, and Twitter at HNAC POD for all the latest updates about upcoming films, news, and other announcements. Until next time, listen to the women for once.
Yes. Snaps. Yes.